In the latest chapter of One Piece WA, chapter 889, Big Oo Mamu displays a unique state, a new state that we haven't seen before in the story. And this state is ferocious. She is about to decimate everything that lies in her way, whether it be via land, whether it be via sea, whether it be via air. She is going to obliterate. That is her mission right now, to get the cake. And if anybody stands in my way, you will be decimated on every level. You have Perospero, stunned. Huh? Nani? What's going on? You have the 26th son, Bavawa.
Bavawa.
Because it's French. Bavawa, stunned. Oh my god. Mom. Whoa. And the assumption here is that they have not seen Big Mom in this state.
I believe I can fly.
Big Mamu lands in the middle of the Sunny Go, taking up most of like the lawn area. And then you see Nami's face. You see Chopper's face. They are wetting themselves. Brook looks ready. He does, honestly. Because Brook, he's been through this song and dance before, though we didn't see it because Oda decided to skip it. Oda. In the anime, they showed more of that, which was kind of cool. Jinbei tells the crew, get ready to abandon ship. Because Jinbei, he's going to try his best, but Jinbei, he ain't stopping Big Mom. So looking at what we've seen thus far with Big Mom in this new state, the question becomes this. Is Big Mom currently stronger now than what we saw before 8 hours ago? Meaning her in her previous berserker state, like in her regular berserker state, and then her in her regular state. Meaning regular old, sane Big Mom. Because the obvious assumption via visuals alone would be, yeah, look at her, because she looks ferocious. She looks like she rules over hell and all of its demons. She rules over hell and all of its demons. However,
oh no,
there are a few things that we need to note here when it comes to Big Mom's current condition. And is it really possible to say that Big Mom is stronger now than she was before 8 hours ago? And then on top of that, people want to ask the question, is this Big Mom's most powerful state? So we'll get to those questions relatively soon. But first and foremost, I want to break down a few things here when it comes to Big Mom's current condition. Number one, depending on where you read the chapter from, Perospero refers to Big Mom as either A, an unknown monster, or B, an unknown mama. But the key here is how you interpret the unknown bit. Because is Perospero talking about unknown in terms of power or unknown in the terms of Big Mom's condition? Because I think folks are confusing the unknown aspect here. Because as far as I can perceive, I can't say that I'm right, but as far as I can tell, the unknown component here is not a power component, meaning we have no idea how powerful Big Mom is right now. The unknown factor here is Big Mom is skinny. We've never had issue dealing with her food craving rampage before, but here we are 8 hours deep. She's lost a lot of weight and she seems to be losing her bearings more and more as time goes on. So from the standpoint of one translation, she is simply put an unknown mama, where they're not too sure how to really gauge her condition because they've never been this far in the food craving berserker mode state. But then number two, from the other translation, Big Mom being an unknown monster, Big Mom is still a monster compared to the rest of the Big Mom Pirates and the Charlotte family. That has not changed. As far as you know, the number two of the Big Mom Pirates is Katakuri. Some folks want to say that Smoothie is hiding something. All right, who knows? Some folks want to say that Compo, the eldest daughter, she is OP as all hell. We don't know. Maybe Katakuri has seen Big Mom in a similar state in the past, but not the eldest son, Perospero, because Katakuri is a sweet commander, and he would probably go into battle with Big Mom if Big Mom wanted to engage in battle with somebody outside of Tarland, and then she'd probably go with the other sweet commanders. So she'd go with Lady Smoothie and Snacks and Cracker. So maybe they have seen Big Mom in a similar state in the past, and Smoothie is there. She can't see what's going on as far as I can tell because she's the backup fleet. So she's behind Perospero's fleet. But if she does get close enough, she may say, hold on, we've seen Big Mom before like this in the past. But Perospero has not, as well as Bavawa. So from their perspective, they have not seen this as far as we can tell. And when I say this state, I mean A, Prometheus on her hair just lighting the whole thing ablaze, which is kind of crazy, and or B, her being that skinny while in a berserker state. So basically, once again, it's how you perceive what unknown means. That's number one. Number two, Big Mom in the chapter is clearly huffing and puffing. In fact, actually, I think in the last chapter, she was also huffing and puffing as well. So Big Mom, for 8 hours, has been showing signs of exhaustion. Number 3 from the chapter that we get is Big Mom's increase in agility. Now, in one translation of the chapter, Wawawa says that she's so light. In another translation of the chapter, it is noted that her agility has upped. And we see that where she jumps from the top of the sea slug, gets OD hang time, and then proceeds to ride on Zeus until they get to the Sunny Go, then leaps off Zeus and lands in the middle of the Sunny Go. Now, in chapter 873, we know that Big Mom, she does jump on top of Zeus to ride Zeus to where Luffy and company are, but we don't actually see the leap itself. And as far as I can tell, it wasn't that big of a jump. Not compared to what we see in this chapter, 889, where it's a substantial bound. For a woman of her size, that is shockingly impressive. The bigger version of Big Mom probably couldn't jump that high, but the skinny version of Big Mom,
I don't think you have any idea.
yeah, and that's what we get when it comes to her current condition from the chapter. Number 1, her stamina is clearly waning. Number 2, her agility has upped because she has lost weight. And number 3, this is an unknown mama from the viewpoint of Perospero and Bavara. So once again, you know where I stand from the unknown standpoint of the comment. But then now let's get on to some of the more nitty gritty when it comes to her current status from a power standpoint. The agility being higher is clearly an up. That is a positive. However, her stamina being reduced because we see that she's huffing and puffing, and for 8 hours straight, she's been in this berserker form. That is clearly a negative. So Big Mom has one positive and one negative as far as I can tell. And the stamina, I think, would be more important because the meeting time, I think, is around 4 hours away, and Nami and Jinbei and company are going to have to escape somehow, and the chase will probably continue. But what Big Mom does in the future, we are unsure. Now, one of the major components of her combat repertoire that we've seen, that was also noted by Sanji and Capone as well in the past, is her iron-like balloon body, where she takes virtually 0 damage. We've seen her walk through the steel doors of her own treasure room without stopping, without a scratch. She's taken multiple shots from heavy hitters, not a scratch. Big Mom takes virtually no damage. Even when she was a kid, she had immense physical strength, but her durability was off the charts. Not her endurance, her durability. Whitebeard's endurance, where he takes damage, but he's able to muscle through that damage. He's still taking damage, but he is able to withstand the pain of that damage and keep on fighting. Durability is just tanking. Big Mom is taking no damage from anything, whether it be cannons, whether it be swords, whether it be spears, whether it be Capone, whether it be Luffy. She's taking no damage at all. That has been probably her most defining trait thus far in this arc. Now, how does that feature play now in her current condition? Her stamina is waning and she is far skinnier. She's still big, like very big, but is she the same iron balloon when her stamina is waning? She hasn't eaten food for 8 hours, the food that she wants specifically, the wedding cake. Is her durability still off the charts now compared to when she was in regular base form or at the beginning of her berserker state? I do wonder. And I would say that it's still there to a degree, but along with the amount of time that she's in berserker state, and on top of her stamina already waning, I think that Big Mom's durability has downgraded somewhat. Now, granted, when it comes to her taking damage, what we see in the past is the psychological effect, where you break the Mother Caramel photo, and then that affects her psychologically, and therefore she is vulnerable to attack. You can say in some respects, that the Berserker form is a version of that if she stays in for too long, where if she can't get what she really wants to eat for a long period of time, that's going to have a psychological effect on her, and as a result, her defenses may weaken. So that could be pushing it. But Big Mom has always eaten what she wants to eat in a fairly reasonable time frame. Perospero noted that. They've had no problem in the past getting Big Mom what she wants to eat. But because she's trying to eat some phantasmal cake that she has no idea how it's going to taste, they have to rely on pudding coming through. But keep in mind this, not only was the Mother Caramel photo destroyed, the wedding itself was ruined by Stroud, Luffy and company, and her own massive castle chateau, that mountainside structure, was also taken down by some unknown incident. And the wedding cake was destroyed in the process of all that.
Let the hate flow through you.
To say that Big Mom is tilted, that is putting it very, very mildly. And as a result, Big Mom's psychological state is very, very shaky. So I would say that her durability has gone down. Another way of looking at that would also be, let's say, Luffy Tankman and Luffy Regular Gear 4. So like with Luffy and Tankman versus Regular Gear 4, because she has less fat, and this may sound weird, but I'm being serious here. Because she has less fat, that makes her less durable, because the fat is a component of her durability. It's a little bit wonky, obviously, but again, she's called an iron balloon. Now, the next thing here is Haki. Big Mom is rocking, as far as you know, very powerful armor Haki, because we know that she tied with Luffy's Kong gun, with her forearm, actually. And then when it comes to Conqueror's Haki, she has that too. In fact, in a very strange way, we know that Big Mom was able to kind of destroy the bazookas that were coming her way via the sound pressure when she was screaming, but then also, as far as I can tell, there was some Conqueror's Haki mixed in there as well. Now, when it comes to her Haki in this current condition, that could be a mixed bag here. Because her armored Haki, I think that she has to actually will that. And I don't know if she can will that in her current condition. But when it comes to her Conqueror's Haki, because it is will itself, that may actually increase. So her durability, I think, is a definite down. But her Haki, I think, is a mixed bag here. When it comes to armored Haki, I'm going to say down, because she has to actually actively force that to happen. And when she's in a berserker state, she's not thinking straight at all. So when it comes to Kamboshan Haki, if she has that, that's out of the bag. That's out of the window already. Definitely. Absolutely. That's gone. But when it comes to armored Haki, I would say that goes too. But her Conqueror's Haki, that probably stays. In fact, that may enhance in a certain sense. Big Mom's will to get to this cake? Yeah. I think it's up. I think it's massively up. Especially now, when you look at Big Mom, and she's probably even more intimidating, in all honesty. But the other two Hakis, I would say, are down. So overall, her Haki, I think, has gone down. And then finally, her homies. Now, we know that the cannonballs that Daifuku Company were using to fire at the Sunny Go, Nami, Jime Company, they were acting strange because Big Mom was in a berserker state. So we know that Big Mom's condition, her mental state, I think mainly, it affects the homies. At least when it comes to the cannonball homies. The cannonballs, I would assume, have probably smaller fragments of soul than most homies, because they're going to be used as ammo, essentially. So their overall lifespan is relatively short. However, when it comes to the other homies, like let's say, like the tree homies, they probably have a much longer lifespan because they're not going to be used immediately as ammo. They're gonna stay there for a long period of time and manage, let's say, the seducing woods for any intruders. So I think that there is a relationship there between the amount of soul time, the amount of life force the inanimate object is given compared to Big Mom's mental and physical state. The less time you have, the more Big Mom's condition affects you. Because Zeus and Prometheus, they seem to be the same, as well as Napoleon. Napoleon was talking to Perospero about getting Zeus and Prometheus, and he seemed to be relatively fine and sane, while Big Mom was going nuts, because they have her soul directly. And because of that reason, even though it's her soul directly, they're probably less affected by her psychologically and her physically when it comes to her current condition. That's my guess. Because again, those two are just chilling in the middle of the ocean, getting to Big Mom. And at the same time, Napoleon was there, and he seemed to be relatively calm and cool, collected. I would say when it comes to the homies, mainly those three, they are probably the same. They may be slightly more aggro, they may be slightly more aggressive because she's in a berserker state for so long, but that's really it. I would say that what we see now with Big Mom with her hair on fire and whatnot, that is probably something that she can do regularly when she's sane Big Mom or berserker Big Mom at the beginning. Yeah, definitely, I don't doubt at all. So that all being said, the question is now, once again, is Big Mom stronger now than when she was when we first saw her in berserker state and or when she's regular Big Mom? And I think ultimately she's weaker. The image of Big Mom being ferocious and just a straight up demon, that is a very powerful image. And you would assume, obviously, that she's more powerful because the image of Big Mom is way more ferocious and more devastating than we've seen thus far in the arc. But again, when you look at the total scope of the arc, Big Mom actually should be weaker now compared to where she was, let's say, before the wedding, or right when she went into berserker mode, because I don't see Big Mom when she's sane having an issue putting her hair on fire with Prometheus, as well as having Napoleon go into blade form. That's nothing. It's a command for the homies to augment her strength. She's way more aggressive now, obviously, way more aggressive. But overall, Big Mom, I think, is weaker. And finally, when it comes to any further power-ups that she has, there should be at least two more. Number one should be, let's say, Zeus instead of Prometheus, like a lightning effect on the hair and like lightning area. And then number two, a combo of that, where she's able to directly infuse Zeus and Prometheus somehow, some way into her body, and then her body is not only electrified but also flamed up as well. Not just having them on her hands like she normally did in the past, but actually augmenting her body. Because what I see Prometheus doing, where he's actually attaching himself to Big Mom, and the fire on her hair is going to do some crazy stuff. Zeus probably has a very similar thing, I don't doubt it. And Napoleon is just a sword, but there could be a chance where she could also augment them together, where Napoleon, Prometheus, and Zeus kind of fuse momentarily to make some crazy lightning, fire, sword thing, and woo! So I think Big Mom has a lot to show, honestly, and I wouldn't say by a long shot that this is her strongest state. I think that Big Mom has other states, a variant of this with Zeus, and then like a combo version, whether it's her own body, whether it's the sword with Napoleon, or whether it's both. Who knows? But overall, is she weaker? I would say yes. I think it is safe to assume that she's not stronger, she's weaker. So on that note, guys and gals, I am done. Of course, let me know what you guys think about this topic at hand, because I know a lot of folks thought that she got stronger, as did I when I first read it. But then after reading the chapter and then going back to the story, I realized actually Big Mom probably is, she's actually probably weaker. Yeah, honestly. Sounds crazy, but that's how I see it. So once again, I'm going to see you guys and gals later. Be sure to rate the video. It is not that hard to do, especially when I know that you all have a device called Zemaosu, and you use Zemaosu to click, rate the video, to click, subscribe, to click on that bell to join the squad. And of course, please do comment in the comment section down below. Peace, and have a nice goddamn day. Merry Christmas, and happy holidays.